All right, guys, welcome to PeezyFX's Trading. This is the weekly watch list of the first week of September. September 5th, 2021. So let me hop over here real quick. Try to give it a little minute. Let a couple people get on. All right, so we're gonna go over the DXY first, and then we're gonna touch on so this is what my analysis was for last week, and it did great. Like, all right, so this is what my analysis was last week on silver. And just to give you a little recap of how accurate these, PeezyFX's watch list can get, and watch this. Now I wanted to see price come down here, right? You see my stop loss, you see my entry. And you can always go back to YouTube. You can always go back to YouTube and rewatch my watch list. Just watch the accuracy of this silver prediction. Crazy. All right, it pinged us in right there. Right here at London Open Wednesday. Came right back to entry, and NLP hit, and it gave us a almost, let's see, a 9-to-1. Gave us a 9-to-1. Look at that. Look at the pips. Look at the amount of pips. That's a 9-to-1 right there. Crazy accuracy. And gold did the same thing. Wanted to see gold come down here. The exact same thing. And we got held in a range. And guys, this is what I stress all the time. The days leading up to NLP and the days leading up to FOMC, the banks will hold the majors in a lot of pairs. They will hold them in a range all the way until the main event, the red folder news. And this is a perfect example of that. They held it in a range all week long until NLP hit right here. NLP hit and they slammed it up. So, all right, we got a couple people in here now, so I'm about to just go ahead and start with the DXY. Let's go ahead and do a full top down. All right, we just had a new monthly candle open. So as you can see over here, we got 25 days and 4 hours left in this monthly candle. I'm definitely I'm going to remain bullish on this period. Definitely going to remain bullish. All right, so you guys should know already that when looking at the bars, this is what we have. This is what we're dealing with when you are anticipating a bullish environment, a bullish bias. You're going to have price. Look, you're going to have price trade open, trade down, and then expand, and then come back and close. All right. So pay attention to what this new monthly candle is doing right here. All right, so it opened and it's trading down right now. It's trading down. And every time we get a up close monthly bar, that's what happens. As you can see, open, trades down, it expands, comes back down, and then closes. And just invert that when you're dealing with a bearish environment. It opens, trades up first, and then the expansion down, and then comes back up and then close. So we are only, 3 days into this monthly bar. And during them 3 days, we open and traded down. So we do have relative equal lows right here, giving us sell side liquidity. Let me get back to the candles. So it's possible to clear out that liquidity before going higher. But all right, let's go down to a weekly. And we got imbalance right here. And this would be our order block right there. So that right there is looking nice, but technically it don't really have to come back down there to get that imbalance or that order block. If you look on the daily, you can see we're stepping up. All right, so price jammed up, creating a high, traded back down, taking out some short-term intermediate lows before reacting off of order block down here. So I really believe that's what we're doing here. So we have order block down here. We got short-term intermediate low there, just like we had here. We took out that low and then expanded. So we just took out that low, and now we're in the process of digging into this order block right here. tomorrow's a holiday, so I'm not gonna be too active on the charts until Tuesday, but I'm definitely interested in seeing where the weekly candle opens here in a couple hours. And that weekly candle opening and the way price trades on Sunday and Monday will give you a clear indication of what it's going to do for the rest of the week. Remember the bar. Opens, trades down, goes up, and then closes, right? So if you're on an hour chart, let me put my time indicators on. Look what it does. It opens, trades up, creating a high of the week, and then goes down for the rest of the week. Not always gonna get a perfect, you know what I mean? But that's how it happens the majority of the time, right? Opens, trades up, and then goes down, and then closes. So with that being said, we have liquidity, relative equal lows that was resting right here with an order block there. And price took out that liquidity, a steep drop here before taking off going higher. And now we are right back down here in this vicinity. So I would take this big, huge order block right here, the big one, extend that out, and that's where we're at now. So look how price reacted right here on NFP. Like they drove it up just a little bit into this bearish order block and then jammed it down, running out liquidity. So my analysis on the dollar is a up close week. Y'all mute your microphones, please. We got relative equal highs right here, buy side liquidity. We got buy side liquidity here, and this would be our ultimate target up here. So consolidation, we might make one final run on this low before pushing up. That's what I'm wanting to see. So basically, I really want to see this low hold. I want to see this low hold structure. Because as you can see, we have this low, this high, this higher low, higher high. I want to see this stay where it's at and then just work its way up, giving us that bullish structure. All right, let's go over to Euro USD. All right, so what normally happens right before the market reverses from, going up for a week or two to going down? What normally happens? We get a liquidity run. And I feel as if that's what price is doing here. I feel as if price wanted to take out the liquidity above this high, these relative equal highs, before pushing it lower. All right, let's start on monthly. All right, so we've been working our way down. We got a failed low here, but in my opinion, the market's overbought right now. And we showed a nice reaction from this area. When you get down on the weekly, you can see it better. All right. Price came up here in January and started breaking down. All right. So usually at the first of the year, in the middle of the year, you get these reversals, right? So look, this happened in January and February here, and then the market dumped all the way until, a whole year. So it came up January here, it made a huge reversal, right? And started going up until January, February of the next year. And then we did a huge reversal, right? And here is January, February, March, April of the next year, right? And then we started pushing up until January 2021. And if you look on the line chart, it looks like a perfect reversal. We come up into our order block, boom, show a reaction, double mitigation, basically. Really, it's just price coming up into an order block here, reacting, pulling back, coming up into this order block. All right, we push down, taking out this low, which is basically gives us that shift in structure that we needed to see in order to maintain that bearish bias. And this is where I'm at with it right now. So we have, like I said, relative equal highs here. They open and close at the same price. And that's really where your liquidity is going to be resting there. And of course, at the highs. So it wouldn't surprise me if this week coming up, we trade up, taking out these equal highs here, and then dumping. That's my analysis on that. All right, let's go down to the daily. All right, here we have our buy side liquidity. Oops. Here we have our buy side liquidity. Boom, right there. I don't want to see price come up above this high. I don't think it's necessary. I really don't think we'll get that. I think this is as far as price needs to go. All right, the high of this candle is 1.19087. The high of this candle, 1.19091. So it took out that high by like a few pips. So it basically did its job, in my opinion. It did its job there by taking out this high. All right, let's dive down to the 1 hour. And the same with the DXY. Look at the volatility here that NLP gave us. And that's typically what you want to see. You want to see price jam up into your higher time frame POI before turn around going the other way. We do have a lot of imbalance up here with relative equal highs here, but I'm going to maintain my bias. And I feel like this is the liquidity that it was seeking. And I don't think that this liquidity, I don't think it's necessary to get back up there. unless we just gonna maintain a bullish structure. But I'm not convinced on that just yet. So being that tomorrow is a holiday, we can probably anticipate some consolidation. And that's really what you want to see anyway. You want to see Sundays and Mondays giving you a consolidation. Basically, you know, the AMD method: accumulation, manipulation, and distribution. That's what I want to see. Except for maybe when we get our manipulation, maybe they might run out this high. And I don't know how you guys back testing methods are, but price typically wants to attack Friday's high or low. So basically what I'm saying is, all right, note how Friday here came up and made a high. We got relative equal highs here on the hourly chart. Sunday, right when price opens, we gap down and then jam up, taking out Friday's liquidity. Note how Friday traded up, giving you some highs here. As soon as we open on Sunday, it jams up, running out that high. And I could show you this all day. Like, we got liquidity resting here, Friday's low here, relative equal lows, relative equal lows. The market opens up and immediately goes down and gets Friday's liquidity and the weeks prior to that. I don't really trade on Sundays, but when I do, I have that logic in mind. You see what I'm saying? So that'll give you a clear short-term target if you do want to trade. But I'm anticipating for price to basically do this, but instead of taking out this high, this I lost right here on this trade because this is a signature move for me in price, is where we accumulate on Sunday and Monday, trade up, creating a high on Tuesday, and spend the majority of the week trading down. I had clear targets on the downside. It jammed up and pushed down, giving me relative equal lows all across the board, right? And when it pushed back up, it just completely like took off and didn't stop. So I changed my bias. I had to. After that happened, I really felt like we was gonna go up the remainder of the week. And that's what happened. So like, don't be hard-headed like me. I get hard-headed sometimes and I want to be right so bad. Like, I feel like this thing's gonna go down. It's gotta go down. So I'm sticking with my bias until, you know, something like this happens. And I just wasted 3 days of the trading week, keep holding a bearish bias. You see what I'm saying? And price was predisposed to go higher the whole time. But yeah, I am still bearish on this for sure. Now, the only way my bearish bias will change is if we can push back up through this. All right. So I feel like, I mean, of course, there's a fuck ton of liquidity resting above these highs. I'm sold on the fact that this is a reversal. I'm sold on that fact. But if we make it up here above these highs and fill in this imbalance, I feel like it's going to keep pushing up. So that is my bias on EURUSD. This is what I'm expecting. All right. The pound dollar, basically the same thing. Here we're on the monthly. we have this order block here, the opening of it, extend that out, price traded up January, February 18 of 2018 and dumped. All right. And now here we are. Here's February here. All right. We showed a reaction from this price action here. Show the reaction here at the beginning of the year. And now we basically been held in a higher time frame consolidation, leading me to believe that we are going back down. All right, let's go to a weekly. All right, here's our weekly order block. This is my weekly POI right here that I've been using for quite some time now, since the beginning of the year. We had one huge push up into this order block and a nice reaction to the downside. All right, we traded right back up there in a beautiful reaction, a strong reaction to the downside. All right, if you flip to the line chart, it'll bring things into context better for you, right? Order block. All right, just like over here. Price trades down, pulls back, order block, reaction. All right, trades down, pulls back, order block, reaction. And now we're starting to take out some significant lows. All right, we had price give us beautiful targets right here. Sell side liquidity and took them out. These are definitely suspect. These equal highs right here, they're definitely suspect. But let's go to a daily. These equal highs are definitely suspect, but I feel as if price does not need to get back up there. Just like with EU, with euro dollar. So this is our POI here. This is our POI. Boom. All right. So price is permitted to trade up to the 50%. Now, if price gets up to that 50%, the mean threshold of this order block and pushes through, it's invalid. It really shouldn't hit the 50%. I don't like to see order blocks tap the 50%. I want the order blocks. I want price to respect this level of the order blocks here, period. That's just how I am. That's just how I try to enter my trades. A lot of the times I have my stop loss at the 50% of the order block. But right now it's showing a nice reaction off that level. Like, look how price, right, traded up and gave you that bearish engulfing. All right. Now look at all these candles and look at this blue shaded box. Price didn't get back up here to this 50. And this is what you want to see. This is exactly what you want to see. You want to see price trade down and close below the order block. And when it pops back up into the low and the opening, the wick right there, that's where you want to be trading off of. The opening price would be a good entry point, but you can't never underestimate the wick. Notice how many times price reacted from the wick and did not make it to the opening. You know, so it reacted from the wick once, twice, three times, four times, and only reacted from the opening once, twice. But yeah, I like that. That was a nice play right there. And now we have relative equal lows down here, giving us sell side liquidity. And all this right here, what is that? That's liquidity all the way up the board. Why? Because this is a retail trader's dream right here. just like I'm sure retail traders got ate up here. All right, so price came down, hit the trend line, reacted nicely, right? But when it came back, they wanted to see price react again from that trend line, and it did not, right? It just pushed straight down through it. And it don't matter which way you try to draw this trend line. Like retail traders are gonna find a way to make a trend line work for them. And they're gonna get ate up. But when I see a good trending market like this and price starting to take out some major structural points, I look at all this like liquidity, because it is. All this is liquidity for us. Because within this daily chart, you got a lot of relative equal lows. All right, let's throw our time indicators on here. So basically, this is what I'm going to be looking for. I really like the way this looks right here. You have liquidity resting above all these equal highs right here. And then you have imbalance with the order block up above. Granted, you do have relative equal highs here and here. But I feel as if this the liquidity resting above all these is within our current dealing range and is most likely to get ran out. But to be honest, where price is at right now on the DXY and on euro dollar and pound dollar, we really could open up and drop for the rest of the week. Because look at where price is. I mean, it's already up here. So it already took out this weekly high. It took out this high, and it's basically the same high as this. All right, so this high is 1.38946. This high is 1.38919. So that's at 920, and this is at 957. So yeah, it's like 10, 15 pips. This high is a few pips below this one. So we definitely still could come take out that high, possibly dig into that order block there. All right. But we do got a nice order block right here. This is an ideal trade for me. I would probably take this trade if we was like in the middle of the week or something. I would probably take this trade or this short right here. Enter somewhere within that hourly order block. Put my stop loss a few pips up above there, and you got liquidity resting all below here. Below here, you got imbalance. Price just pushed down hard, kind of leaving you perfect equal lows right here. But don't never go into the week on a Sunday, especially trying to trade a setup that you see before the market's even open. All right. Man, I just want to go over this. I just want to go over this one more time, man. This was a beast ass trade, bro. Like I called this shit out to the T, to the T. You hear me? this is a perfect example of how you take price action from last week to be able to predict what's going to happen this week. You see what I mean? Like, this is basically all I did was last Sunday. This is all I did. So don't let them long wits fool y'all neither, man. I try not to pay attention to them unless it's significant. You know what I mean? And in my opinion, it's really not that significant right here. All right, so but even if you did measure it from the wick, it's fine because all price really needs to do is get back down to equilibrium into a discounted price. That's what we're looking for here. We're looking to take this thing higher, right? So you want to be a buyer. Like, we got clear targets. We got all this fucking imbalance right here. We got relative equal highs, imbalance. It's just a lot of targets, right? All right. Let me go over this real quick on the higher time frame. Sheesh. Look at all this imbalance. So I think this thing is gonna drop. I think it's gonna drop. I don't think it's gonna go back bullish. I mean, it just looks too like expansion, pullback, expansion, pullback, expansion, pullback. And we got clear targets, just like on gold. I think for the next several months, I think the DXY, I think the US dollar is going to trade up and gold is going to lose value. Gold and silver is going to lose value. But until I see something to change my bias, that's what I'm sticking with. This is another indication that this thing want to go higher, right? You get one strong push down, you get a bearish, I mean a bullish engulfing right here next to this order block. And all price at, this is where you guys want to catch price at, right here on the daily. As soon as this happens, you got, hold on. One, two, you want to be a participant in this market on the third or fourth candle. You see what I'm saying? So it's gonna look something like this. All right. You're gonna have that run on liquidity. Price is gonna trade up. All right, and then you're gonna have like the engulfing candle. And you want, so this will be your order block here. And you want to find these setups on a daily time frame now. So that would be your order block. And you want this next candle. So it closed here. You want this next candle to open. All right. Trade down into the order block. Right. So it'll open here, trade down into the order block, and then boom, and then go up. Or if you can catch it on the day, the next day, then you can anticipate price to open here, trade down into this high, and then target previous day's high here. See what I mean? So this would be our area of interest. All this plays a part. So my entry is legit right there at the order block. So that's this on the weekly right here. So here's the top of the weekly order block. And here's the daily. So they both match up perfectly. Let me take this off, right? So you have the down candle clearing out relative equal lows. This candle digs into this order block. We get this engulfing. So this candle or the next one, you want to be looking to be a buyer. No deeper than 50%. No deeper than 50%. Anywhere in this area. All right, so let's go back down to a 1 hour. And you see what we targeting. Let me take this shit off, it's noisy. All right. And remember, time and price plays a key role in everything. Now, you want to anticipate the low to form on a certain day. Right? We got Sunday and Monday's price action, accumulation, manipulation, distribution. That's what you want to see. Boom. So think about the new monthly candle that just opened up, guys. Think about it. The same thing's gonna happen there that's happening here. So this weekly candle opened, traded down, and then pushed up. So this new monthly candle that we got that just opened, it's gonna do the same thing. So it opened, and I feel as if it's gonna push up and then go down. All right, so tagged us in there and took off. NLP was coming up, so just like it always does, the interbank traders is always going to hold price in a range in the days leading up to the big event. Back tested. All right, so we'll touch on gold, and gold did the exact same thing. And although I was short-term bearish on this, like it played out exactly the same way as silver. All right. This is a sale that I got in. Let's reevaluate this. So we still got imbalance in the order block up here. Feel like I got in there a little too early. But if you look at the weekly, I mean, we had the opening here. Definitely can't ignore these. And we're definitely in a very bullish environment. But the bigger picture showing me bearish. I don't think we have too many like long-term traders in here. I mean, most of us are intraday traders. So I'm gonna be I don't know, guys. This liquidity up here looks right for the picking. This is why I always say it's really imperative to see how price opens up on Sunday and trades on Monday to be able to determine a true bias for that week. I mean, you guys see me give you solid setups on Sunday before the market opens, but it is very difficult. It is difficult. All right, so I pretty much gave you guys my bias on the majors here, and so I guess we could touch on gold real quick. So as you can see, we was held in a range leading up into NLP, and then we broke out. So let's see. Last Sunday, me and a buddy of mine, we was going over gold, and we both said that these highs right here are probably gonna get got. And I don't think gold's done pushing up to get this liquidity yet. All right, so this high is 1834.040, and this high is 1834.195. So all right, let's look at the major volume. It still ain't took out the liquidity resting above here, in my opinion. I mean, we did get a nice push up right before the market closed, but I'm actually in a open position on this right now. So I entered as price was coming up here. I entered in this level, and the market closed, and I was in profit. So I actually got an open trade on this with my stop loss resting above that high. Because typically after you see a huge spike up like that, that's a liquidity run. And on Fridays is typically when the banks will reach their objective for the week, right? So if the banks goal was to run out those relative equal highs up there on the daily, so they accumulated. You want me to tell you how many traders lost money in this accumulation? A lot. Because a lot of people don't look at the bigger picture. They don't really see what's going on. And if they are not knowledgeable of the fact that the majority of the time the banks will range a market in the days leading up to a red like NLP or FOMC or something like that. Like, you got to be knowledgeable of that fact so you can stay out the way or get on these lower time frames and have fun in a lower time frame price swing. But yeah, so typically after something like this happens, price will pull back. And I was just trying to catch this pullback or, ride it on down because I am bearish on this still. Do think it's gonna drop. So let's look at the monthly candle since we just started a new monthly candle. Last month is when we had that flash crash. But you also got perfect equal highs up here as well. But Think about it, guys. All right, so history repeats itself for sure. It does in these markets. It does. All right, so look what happens, and we're on a monthly chart now, looking at the line chart, which gives us the main volume. All right, so when price trades up this one final time and pulls back and fails to go higher, it takes out this low. It breaks structure here, right? So we pull back, all right, giving us relative equal lows here, relative equal highs here. We jam up. You always want, like, when you see relative equal highs with an order block above it, that's beautiful. Take it. Relative equal lows below to target, that's beautiful. Take it. Price pulls out, pulls back. You always want to see price run liquidity before it takes off. And that's exactly what happens here. Price runs liquidity into a higher time frame order block and then targets the equal lows. All right, so what are we doing here? We made that first high. All right, there's that first high. Now what are we doing? Here's that second high. There. And we have this low right here. Although, like, the reason why you can't see the equal lows on the line chart is because price didn't have no volume in it. It was pure manipulation, and price didn't close down here like it did here. Watch. See how price closed down here? They closed at the same. So the line chart is basically giving you the bodies of the candle, but it's still relative equal lows. And it looks like it's playing out exactly how it did over there. So maybe expect those equal highs to get ran, and then we can go for the gusto. So that would leave us back in that 2000 range. Sheesh. Don't necessarily have to get back up there, guys. It could clear out these equal highs and then go. Let's just see how this next few days price action. Let's see what that gives us, because if we jam up here and take out these equal highs and start slowing down, I'm selling this thing. I'm selling it all the way down here for sure. So I'm gonna go ahead and set me an alarm right there. I want to see those. I want to see those taken before I try to sell it again. And like, we could possibly be a buyer to go run out them equal highs. So y'all see what happened last week, right? How we got this beautiful run up and then we closed. So that's what we got now. We got a beautiful run up and then we closed. So let's anticipate price giving us that consolidation the first couple of days and then jamming down, maybe this order block right here or something, and then running it back up. So keep in mind, get your price swing, your last price swing, which is right here. All right, from the low to the high, extend that out. All right, so basically anything from the equilibrium down, not down too deep now, is where you would be in a good discounted price in order to take this thing back up. But me personally, I'm gonna remain in my sale and reevaluate it Tuesday or Wednesday if we get back down here. But if price goes to trading up at the beginning of the week, I'm going to be looking to short this thing close to the end of the week because we do have liquidity here. Oops. Not to mention all the other liquidity. All right, so we got 10 people on. Is there anybody on here who wants me to go over anything in particular? Oh, we got some chats. Let me see. What if it pulled back to the weekly? Oh, he's talking about EU. Come on, guys, give me something. Y'all want to go over anything? AU, we got one for AU. All right. He's the only one that's going to say something, so we'll go over AU. Bitcoin, US 30, GBPUSD. I like GA. I really like GA. US 30. Oh, I smashed US 30 the other day. What was that? NU just hit a nice daily POI. Covered my pairs, but I hang around regardless. All right. So I sold G8 all the way down last week. I sold it all the way down last week. It was beautiful. And we'll go over that too. All right, so AU, you might as well say I went over AU because I went over the DXY, EU, and GU. And they basically all move in tandem. So this one actually looks like it performed better. All right, here's the liquidity that I feel as if we was aiming for. Oops, sheesh. The buy side liquidity here that is resting above this accumulation here. Price jammed up nicely. All right, let's go to the monthly. Let me get this out of my way. And we showed a nice reaction from there, didn't we? Yeah, so I just think we're in a higher time frame pullback, guys, honestly. I don't know why it don't give me that much data feed on here. All right, so I don't know, man. This one kind of looks. I mean, the way price came down here and reacted from this. Look at how nice. I mean, the way it just reacted from this, and the volatility that came behind this move, right? Like you got a huge volatility that pushed it down into that order block, and then it was met with the same amount of volatility to go right back up. And now it's done basically pushed up and closed up above this order block. So like that's bullish behavior right there. And you got liquidity up here. But honestly, this signature and price right here. All right, so basically this whole area here is gonna take a lot to get price up through here. This right here is gonna show a strong form of resistance, guys. Anywhere from this low all right, note how price ranging, broke, push back up to this low and then drop. Like it's gonna take, this is gonna show a lot of resistance if price gets back up in there. I don't even think price is gonna get back up in there though. We just took out liquidity. We have order block there. Looks like price just dug up into that. Just like how, all right, we traded up, broke this low, and then all the candles next to there. Look how many days went by and it did not push up no further than 50% of this order block and then drop. We just had a huge liquidity run. It could be coming for this imbalance over here. I don't trade AU or NU. I don't trade those two pairs. I really don't, guys. I don't know, man. I'm actually stuck on this pair, bro. I'm gonna move on. I'll revisit it though. Give me to about Tuesday, Monday or Tuesday, and I'll revisit AU. Just remind me. All right. I don't like them pairs. They move too slow for me. NU and AU. All right, GA. I think GA about to keep dropping. And this is why. All right. See this expansion, pull back, drop, relative equal lows all the way across the board. All right, we pull back. So all we need is for price to get back up into that specific level, right? That equilibrium. Once it crosses that threshold, that equilibrium is in a premium market. So we'll measure the wicks just for argument's sake. Right? So it's basically the same thing. It hit equilibrium and then took off. I'm bearish on this. I want to see it drop. All right, so what we could anticipate on this for real is for price to pull back. Remember the little concept I was showing y'all a while ago? This is the type of environment you want to be trading in. Now, if we can get price to pull back up into here, that would be a beautiful area to go short at. But keep in mind, like we do have this. You see this? So price closed here, opened up, it opened here and traded up. It traded up, digging into this order block. So basically the job on this order block is finished. So I wouldn't really bank on that too much. But looking at it from the daily, it very well could play out because we just left us a little order block here. So yeah, that looks good actually. See price do something like this. get a pullback, and then hopefully by midweek we can be up in here in a premium environment, in a premium price, so we can get in up above this 50% level. All right, I think somebody said US 30. Yeah, I had a nice trade on US 30. It was during this moment right here. Right as price was coming back up in here, up into this order block, I sold it and wrote it all the way down into this order block. All right, so the behavior in US 30 is just like climbing up and up and up. Like you can't never really tell. All right, I will not be comfortable selling this thing long term until this high is ran out. All right, so just note the behavior. Every time we get a big drop is when we run out some highs. Like here, the high got ran, and then we dropped. We didn't get that here, but this is just a price swing off of this move. Like you had the order block here, price broke structure, pull back, order block, and then drop. Like it's just so US 30 is good for scalping, period. So like you just got to kind of play it by intraday, right? All right, let's get this back up. It's been held in a range for 2 weeks now. And we didn't even break out that range on NFP. So that was kind of like strange to me. And that's really what I was trying to be a part of is, you know, them running out these equal lows down here. The strong reaction from this order block here is what made me close this. But we definitely could go lower. I mean, nah. Look at it though. Look at all these clear targets up here and then look down here. You literally got so many equal highs up here. So go with the cleaner targets. Like these are clear targets up here. And what do you got down here? You got Friday's low. You got the previous week's low here. And you got Friday's low. Got a lot of imbalance right here. But you're dealing with the beast, man. This is US 30. It's a beast. It keeps going up and up and up. But right now, this huge accumulation. So let's go look at previous data, right? Let's go look at previous data. And what typically happens when price gets held in a range on the daily time frame on US 30. Look right here. Range. We trade down into an order block. And then we go to the moon. Boom, right? So you have your order block here, the high of it. In the open of it. And then that 50% level. What you gotta keep in mind as well, looking at it from the bearish standpoint, look at this order block here and look how price is holding. Look how price is holding that order block. So that could definitely be a sign that it could go lower, but you also gotta look at both sides of the playing field, man. It's like price is being held in this range in between two order blocks, this one and this one. So it really could go either way. And we are super bullish on this thing. So I would be looking for buys before I be looking for sales, that's for sure. We had to come back to this on Tuesday or Wednesday as well. So I think that what I'm about to start doing, well, I already set it in stone for the premium group. So at least 2 or 3 times a week, I'm gonna, you know, do these Zoom calls and revisit these pairs that we go over on the weekly watch list. And I'm pretty sure that I could probably find some time to hop back on one of these Zooms for the free group as well, to revisit pairs that we went over in the free group. But I'm going to end it right here, guys. I done been on here for about an hour now. So good luck and good trading. I hope everybody has a blessed week. Remember, tomorrow is a bank holiday. So take it easy, man. Just let the market open up today and let it sort itself out. And trust me, by the end of Monday, by Monday night, midnight, going into Tuesday, you will have your setup. You should be able to find a decent setup on any pair by then. All right, y'all. Peace out.